Hello, everybody. It is good to see you. Welcome again to the workshop of Wood Spun Around. I'm Doug. With me today, I've got Ruby Claire from Canada, from Canada, and I've got Todd.
Hey,
He
everybody.
is in Texas, and so between the three of us, we've got most of the heat in the northern half of, or the yes, North America. We've got the heat of North America covered between the three of us.
Yep.
So welcome aboard. I'm in my air conditioned shop. Those two are in air conditioned offices, I hope. And we're going to get busy here. I'm going to put them in the background just for now. There we go. Show you what we're going to work on. This is a piece of walnut. I know it's walnut because I've got it labeled right there. You can't see that, but I labeled it myself right there, walnut. I know it's walnut. The end grain will kind of tell us, and we'll see more of it as we go. This was a piece out of a spinning wheel. A friend of mine had a spinning wheel that her father, grandfather, uncle, somebody had made for her, and she has downsized a couple of times. And anyway, she did not want the spinning wheel any longer. She kept the wheel. That's what would remind her of her loved one. And but she gave me the rest, saying, "I know you can make something beautiful with this." And so I contemplated making a new wheel, and then finally decided, no, I'm going to cut it down. Let's make a lot of smaller pieces. This is out of the big wide piece that serves kind of as the bench. So that's what we're going to start with. On the back side, you can see there the two remnants of two legs. There's one right there, and another one right there. So we're going to make that the bottom side. Those two remnants should go away. So that side will be the top. All this finish that is on here, I'm not sure what that finish is. It's probably like an orange shellac, probably. But anyway, all that'll go away. So I'm going to get started. And one of these guys is going to share with us who is in the chat tonight.
I'll give it a run.
Go for it.
Yeah, Doug was the first one up there. Imagine that.
Huh.
Then,
Wonder how that happened.
yeah, Jennifer's Craft and Creations, and Ruby came in right then. And Jennifer said, "Good evening, Wayne." That might have been a little premature. He's not here quite yet. If he comes in, let's see, Doug Bennett, Paul Norfolk Hunter, Scott Hampton from Hampton Wood Turnings is out there in California.
California.
Michael McEwen, Dreamtime Woodcraft, out there. Todd at Glen Cove Woodworks is in there. Dale, Old Man River. Scott says he's melting. Wonder how hot it is there.
Probably
he's
over 100.
On the edge of mountains and nice scenery, I thought.
Well, he can keep the heat. We don't want any more of this direction.
We got enough.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Spirit Wind, Wood, Stone, and Bone.
That's Heather.
That's Heather, yep. And okay. Dances with Aardvarks, Mike in the house. Thomas Kenny is here saying good afternoon. This whole thing just refreshed on me. Let's see here. Copper Owl Wood Turning, and hopefully I didn't miss anybody between him and whoever. Let's scroll up.
Well, there was
nope. Ward is.
Yeah, and Greg has come in, and Ward Wilson have come in.
Yeah, I'm trying to find where it left me there. Nope, I'm still seeing people I hadn't seen.
Did you get Pete from Twisted Trees?
Man, it went all the way to the bottom on me, and
isn't that great when it does that? Twisted Pete of the Trees.
I see Roger Kent.
All right, Roger.
Yeah, Pete has decided he really likes sanding with 16 grit these days.
That's what I saw. I saw that earlier. That was funny.
Back in the olden days, we used to use that for toilet paper.
That's what you use it when you just had the hemorrhoid surgery.
Right.
I see Alex from Wurtzel the Wood Butcher
Right.
Okay.
as I get back down through here. Anthony Green, Roger Wallum, Ray at Dhaka Timber Works.
How you, Ray?
Lucy is in the house.
Hey,
Lucy,
Luke.
sweet potato.
I'm finally seeing Pete, Twisted Trees. The Papa, 1947. Is in.
How you, Gary?
MP wood turning, MB wood turning has joined us.
Haley, Wooden Burl.
How you, Haley?
Albert Dawson is in. Hey,
Well,
Al.
How you doing, Al? I've decided Al's a lot like I am. If there's wood turning on, he's going to be watching it.
Right? Yeah.
It's pretty much me.
So,
you guys have an addiction problem. Did anyone ever tell you that?
My wife tells me that every day.
I don't remember if I said Malcolm Douglas earlier or not, and then Ward Wilson. Let's see. Copper Al Wood Turning. I think I said Rob before.
Decided that
Well,
gouge was a little dull.
regardless, I think we've got everyone. But if we did miss you, we welcome you for joining us watching Doug do this piece of walnut.
Yeah, I think I've made it to the bottom with it. Ronald Todd. Ronald Todd is in the house.
And Alex was saying he doesn't watch TV these days. He just watches YouTube's videos.
Yeah, yeah,
Same here.
that's me. That's me.
And as Pete says, the turning is an addiction, not a problem.
There you go.
Actually, it's a good addiction. And Paul Finley's joined us. Good evening, Paul.
Okay. There you can see where one of those leg inserts came out. The other one is still there, nice and solid. So I got to figure out what to do now. I think I'll just leave it. Um,
Why not?
yeah, exactly. I don't know where it went. It didn't hit me, so I didn't know it came out. So I'll just
Now,
leave it, and when we hollow the inside, there'll be a nice round hole there. Have a
now,
bit of an OG curve there.
yeah, looks good. Mike says he's got an Arduino indexing system nearly done today, driven by a servo motor. Wants to know if he should make a video. Well, definitely he should. One thing I did pick up when I was in Australia, indexing system for my lathe. It'll basically
Ah,
fit on any other lathe.
okay.
Did we mention it's good to be king
I
before?
don't think you did.
Gregory, I believe. Wifey Woodshed.
Hey,
Well, I guess I have to be queen, not king. Now, as Greg points out, it's much more enjoyable to watch YouTube to learn and be inspired than to watch the garbage on TV.
oh, isn't that a fact?
Man, there's a bunch of garbage out there.
And the sad thing is, some of the best photography is done on some of the rottenest shows.
Yeah. And Bert's Bowles has joined us. Welcome.
Howdy do. Ah, that's a groove that was left on the edge of that piece. I'm going to go ahead and cut that off. I'm going to leave the hole, but I'm going to cut this decorative edge off. I think I got it.
Nope.
Nope, slightly. Which means we'll have to redo that curve.
Now, Mike points out there's a lot of AI garbage starting to appear on here now, unfortunately.
Oh, yes, you are exactly right.
Sure.
And unfortunately, it's showing up on like YouTube pages as well.
Yes.
I get pretty annoyed with some of that. There's a couple of pages that I have already unfollowed because of that, and another one or two I'm considering unfollowing. And one I'm going to ask the moderator about it. Um, see what he says before I do something different. I just
And I'm sure a lot of people have the same experience, but and I don't do it anymore. But moderating those pages is really, really difficult these days.
Yep.
sure it is. Unless you got a couple of people who are on it all the time.
And you even look at Worldwide Woodturners um, tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock Central Time. Please join us. But they Worldwide Woodturners every 3 months there's somebody trying to spoof their
Yep.
Facebook page,
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
and
yeah. The
so
last one I caught it.
yeah, I remember.
Now,
um,
Scott says he's thinking of becoming an AI woodturner because then he can kick back and let it do everything.
there you go.
And Alex says he spent over 10 days flat on his back due to his back problems, and he dreads to think how many videos he's watched over that time.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. Yes. I was telling Todd and Ruby a while ago, I was sick as a dog yesterday. It hit me Sunday evening. Kind of flu-like symptoms. I wasn't sure if I was going to be on today or not. But after I was given this gift of time, I thought I need to get on there. Took some homeopathic medicine, and my goodness, it's done a good job. I'm wish I could tell you what the name of it was. I'd tell you. Um,
So
it's a strange.
it's not a case of you're keeping it a secret.
No, no. It's a case of even looking at it, I can't pronounce it. But it's a homeopathic medication. So, all right, I think we're okay to sand. So I need to grab some sandpaper here.
Pete says the biggest problem with AI is the more he sees it, the more it becomes average and different. And there's a big problem. Is
Yep.
you just get used to it, and you get converted over time into accepting more of it.
Well, that's how it is with everything, isn't it?
Yeah.
Um, Moral decay has come through that very principle. Put it out there as normal long enough, and people will begin to accept it.
And Ward's put on a good reminder. Don't wait. Smash the button, folks.
There you go.
Thanks,
Be
Ward.
much will be much appreciated. I am glad to have all of you in the chat tonight. It's like I said, I wasn't sure I was going to be able to be here. When in fact I didn't think I was going to be here last week, and then my wife says, "No, we're not leaving till Wednesday." So that made me happy. And then I was sick yesterday, and I thought, "Oh no." But this this homeopathic medicine, whatever it is, did a job. I'm still not well. I've got to turn that dust collector on so I'm not breathing that stuff.
That's a good idea, particularly being walnut.
Yeah, yeah.
Ray says he unfortunately misses your lives because it's when he has his physical therapy.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just schedule mine for a different time, like in the mornings. But then I'm a morning person anyway, so I'd prefer to go in at 8 in the morning.
Yeah. I'm hoping my new part-time job at the Ark is supposed to be changing, and I think when I get back from this week of wedding stuff, they will have made that changeover, and it's going to be interesting to see what my schedule is. I think it's going to be like 6:30 in the morning till 2:30 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon,
Okay.
which will be
That's good.
fantastic.
Now, Zed and Chris Charlton have joined us. Welcome, both
Hey
of you.
guys, Zed, go ahead and put your link in if you'd like. Let's see, I'm sitting here with these pads right in front of me, and I'm not using them. That's kind of silly.
Hey, Karsten's joined us.
Hey, Carson.
It should be good evening, Karsten. For those who aren't aware, Karsten is in Denmark.
Now, Denmark, they're on the same time as British time, right? Or is
I'll
it
have to
slightly
wait and
different?
see what Karsten says. If they're on
8 or 9.
British time, it should be 8:16 p.m.
Yeah.
Right? That's what I'm thinking. It's the same time as British time.
Pete says
All right.
1 hour ahead.
Oh, okay. So it's 9 o'clock there.
Yep.
Still a little remnant of that. I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to sweat it. The heel over that I turned last week,
Yes.
my wife saw it today outside in the sunlight. She said, "What are you going to do with that one?" Hopefully I'm going to sell it eventually. She says, "Aw."
Uh-oh.
So I know what that means. It's hers. It's got several coats of lacquer on it now, and it looks pretty good.
Well, Zed says that today he's doing a cypress branch inclusion bowl.
Ah, sounds good.
And Pete says he's off to Scandinavia next week, popping into Sweden to meet some friends. Have a nice
Okay,
trip, Pete. If you
we'll meet
find
up with.
any cool weather, send it over.
There you go. Pete, you gonna meet up with Susie and ride with her a little way? And seen Susie in a little while.
Hmm.
Gav is here.
Hey,
Hi,
Gav.
Gav.
All right. One of the things I really like about walnut is how smoothly it will sand up. It just
Yes.
sands beautifully.
Roger says he's working on another heart bowl. That'd be interesting to see, Roger. Hey, JP's joined us. Hi, Jamie.
JP. What's happening, bud? Let's see. I'll put just a little bit of conversation starter on here.
Well, you better tell us what your conversation starter is. That'll start the conversation.
Sanding sealer.
Yeah, but which one?
This one is Mohawk.
Okay.
Mohawk tone finish lacquer sanding sealer. I use it because I can get it fairly readily, and it's inexpensive. Give that just a minute to dry off.
Now, Pete is pointing out that Susie is not from Sweden. She's from Switzerland.
Oh,
which,
yes, that's right.
which would have been en route, but his wife's coming along with him, and she has a different concept of time than he does.
Can't imagine. Can't imagine.
And Anthony's saying that Jamie did a really nice beaded bowl. I'll have to go back and check that.
He did. I started to say a while ago, I really like Pete's sanded bowl. He turned the outside, turned it around, and used some of Rob's new 16 grit on the inside, and
Right.
it came out okay.
And Greg is asking if you can put any finish over that sanding sealer.
Pretty much, pretty much. What I'm doing here is using some abrasive paste, and then once I get that done down, I'll work it down till it's clean on the paper towel, and then I will use wax. This is kind
Yeah,
of my go-to finish, unless I want a high gloss finish, and then I'll go to lacquer.
yeah. The abrasive paste is made of beeswax plus different powders to give it of different grits to
Yes.
allow it to sand, and the beeswax kind of is just like a lubricant.
Right.
And Zed's asking if you've heard about the guy who ate his own autobiography. He's a bit
Uh-oh.
strange and full of himself. You know, Zed, I know a couple guys that fit that description.
We were just talking about one or two of those.
As a matter of fact, very apropos. I like that one, Zed.
Was spinning that at 500. Now we're up to 600. Just moving to a clean part of my paper towel. And the abrasive paste I use is the Axe. Tom Ackley is there in Pennsylvania. He and his wife, and they're just good folks. And he and I have built a nice relationship over the years, and I like to promote.
The Superior Grit and the Hampshire Sheen also work well.
Oh, absolutely. Hampshire Sheen, if you don't have any and you want to try it, you better be getting it quick. It's not long for this world.
No. The abrasive paste is made by Easywood now.
That's Yorkshire Grit.
Or Yorkshire Grit. That's
Yes,
what I
Yorkshire
meant.
Grit. The Hampshire Sheen wax is.
Yeah, right. Hampshire Sheen is going out the door.
Yes,
But
all Hampshire Sheen products.
The Yorkshire Grit abrasive
Right.
waxes and the Superior Grit all work really well as well.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
And Pete,
And we've talked about it on this channel several times that most of those abrasive pastes are very similar in nature. Um, the Yorkshire Grit and Axe are probably the closest to. Um, the others are they use a little different medium for the abrasive part of it.
well, I know the Superior Grit is very, very similar to the Yorkshire Grit.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. And as Pete points out, all these products have wax and oil in them.
Yeah.
So they're not so good for things that need to soak in, but they can
Right.
usually be lifted right off with denatured alcohol if you need to get into the grain.
Absolutely. Now, a lot of times what I will do, not all the time, but sometimes, I will, after I do the abrasive paste, I'll come back with a paper towel and some denatured alcohol and wipe off any of the excess oil and wax that's left on the piece, partly because if there's undried oil on your surface, it will tend to dull your wax. And so I get that oil off before I wax sometimes, and I don't know, it may just be my imagination, but it seems to work pretty well. That was the Hampshire, excuse me, the Axe polishing and restoring paste. That's a high content carnauba wax. No solvents in it, so we can go right into buffing immediately.
It's interesting that you said that you use the denatured alcohol on that before wax, because I never did that, and I can see how it would be dulling it.
Yeah, it's
if I yeah.
the oil in the abrasive paste. If you don't work that all the way off, um, usually, if it's just me here in the shop and no cameras on, I will sit there and work and work and work that abrasive paste, and I don't want to see any residue on my paper towel.
Yeah.
Um, if I do, if there's still some on there and I think it's done anyway, I will give it a squirt of denatured alcohol just to cut the oil, and then I can wax it, and the oil won't come through that wax and dull it. So
Now, change topics a little bit. Zed is asking, did you hear about the guy who wrote about all the things he should have done with his life? He called it his ought to biography.
ought to bother. Yeah, yeah,
I like
yeah.
that one too.
I think I can use that somewhere.
So
Scott
can
Hampton put in a nice reminder to if you like the Hampshire Sheen products, purchase them now before it's too late, because he
Exactly.
shuts down end of the month. And then who was it up there? Somebody asked about the microcrystalline wax. I scrolled past it already, and the Renaissance microcrystalline wax is a good replacement for that.
Absolutely. I've
Um,
got a jar of that I've had for 15 years or better.
I bought a tiny little jar of that stuff at Rockler years ago,
Sure.
and went through it over a couple of years. But they were proud of it there. And then I was on Amazon and I found like 5 times as much of it for half the price. And now, I mean, I've like made it through 10% of that in 6 years or something.
Now, Pete's given us a little bit of history in that microcrystalline wax was invented by the British Museum, and they sell the formula under the brand name Renaissance Wax. Martin's Carnauba slash microcrystalline cocktail is harder to replace. Now, are you going to change cameras for us, Doug? Great. I seem to have lost your sound, Doug.
Me too.
That might sound better.
Yes, it
Uh,
certainly does.
where that leg is still in here, it looks cool. But we do have a hole. We'll see that hole again. Okay. I'm also going to take this. Heard a guy called this the Live Center. Most of us call it an elbow stabber. He called it a vaccinator. And I thought that's a good term for it. Awfully good term for it.
Well, I think Live Center works because it certainly tells whether or not you're alive.
Yes, you back your elbow into it, it will tell you real quick.
Now, Mike's pointed out you need to come up with a good story about that hole for the customer, Doug. Oh, and Zed has suggested it's a moderation hole. It
There you
keeps you
go.
from overfilling your soup. I like
That's
that
it.
idea.
That's it.
You could also call it a sharing hole because if you put a bunch of candies in it, it'll share them with the puppy that's following behind you.
It's built in for like a yarn bowl or something.
There you go again. Good thinking, Todd.
I'm going to sharpen these gouges up real quick. They're feeling a little dull on me here. Did just have a Easy Wood demonstration up in Dayton, Ohio last Saturday. Had a good time up there. A couple of the regulars who pop in were not able to be there this time, but had some folks. Had a couple of had several new turners. Had one lady who's not even a turner yet. She came. Um, they were supposed to have one of those things, a dovetail demonstration. And that particular store didn't have anybody that could do a dovetail demonstration, so he was glad I was coming, and just told everybody we're not having dovetails, but we got a Easy Wood tool demonstration going on, and you're welcome to come. And a lot of folks came in, and we had a good time.
And Chris Walters has joined us. Hi, Chris.
Hey, Chris. Chris just turned a combination pizza slicer and server. It
Very nice
good.
job you did on it, too.
All right. That should work. Oh, yeah. Much better.
Yeah, you can hear the sound of the cut from here.
Yeah.
Well, we've got a conversation going here about the price of tea and how much folks drink, and I drink a lot, like probably about 10 cups a day.
I drink a lot of iced tea, just your typical Lipton.
Yeah, I like the lemon and peach flavored iced teas.
The tea typically has about half of the caffeine in it that a coffee would have.
Mm-hmm.
About 40 to 70 grams per 8-ounce cup, where coffee would have like 90 to 120. And I drink enough tea to where I notice the caffeine. So.
Yeah, and Zed said that a freshly sharpened gouge is almost like cheating. I drink my tea hot or cold.
If you look at the top of the bowl here as Doug's turning, you can see right through that hole now.
Yes.
Lucy
Yeah, where that
says,
hole is.
Well, the nice thing about the hole is that if he stops the lathe, he can see exactly how thick it is right there.
it's a thickness training hole
That's right.
that you can put yarn through and limit the amount of soup. It's multi-purpose. I think Lucy drinks a little stronger tea than I was talking about there.
There's no such thing as tea that's too strong.
Just for fun, let's stop and see where we are. So there's the one totally through. There's the other one that's not. So we want to get that down where it's smooth anyway. I got plenty of meat there to work with.
I drink my tea
Don.
unsweetened. I drink my tea unsweetened.
No, I don't. I'm not sweet enough. Now, Jamie has suggested that if you go real deep, you will have a double yarn bowl and you'll have a funnel.
Yet another all-purpose bowl idea.
Now, see, I'd already be checking how much wood I have at the bottom there.
I just did. You didn't notice? You didn't see?
Yeah, well, my digital calipers are a little shorter than yours. Mike says you should have kept the legs and made another hole and turned a third leg for the three-legged bowl.
I did save the legs. At least one of them has already been turned to something else. I went and picked this thing up. He says, "The best I know, it's solid walnut." I said, "I'm not so sure. It really doesn't look like it. It could be, but then once I got it home, started cutting into it, it obvious it was walnut." Which, as I understand it, walnut was not an unusual wood for spinning wheels to be made out of in the uh, early to mid 1800s.
Well, there was quite a lot of walnut trees around, and
Yes, yes,
it was a fairly easy tree to harvest, and it grows fairly quickly.
it does. Um, and walnut, the American black walnut, it's a hardwood, but it works so easily. Um, so the early American settlers used a lot of walnut. Something causing a bumping right in the bottom. It's just the grain right there where that black streak is going vertical right now. That's causing a bump. Still got a little bit to go on that one leg. Get it where you can see it. There's a gap right there where my fingernail is. So I need to go a little deeper. But I'm down. There it is. Where are we? Can't get that where I can measure it. We are at 7:30 seconds. So I got a little bit. I got enough room to get rid of that gap in that leg.
Yeah, Pete points out that walnut trees are big trees with straight grain, which is important when you're sawing by hand.
There it is. Golly. Okay. Come on.
And Scott says he's got a 24 by 24 slab of black walnut burl waiting to become a very large platter.
That sounds pretty.
Yeah, how thick is it, Scott?
I would be curious if Scott's going to do texturing on that like he does a lot of his stuff. Well, and maybe he does a lot of that in demos and not for his normal stuff, but hate to think that you don't let the burl just shine through pretty.
Well, he's definitely got a few people jealous.
Yeah.
Or you said Scott's got a black walnut burl that what? Oh, that fell out. Okay.
24 by 24, he says.
And it's 2.5 inches thick.
Okay.
Well, that would
Wow.
That would certainly give you a lot of room for being creative with it. Mike says that if he cuts that to an octagon, the offcuts would be good to make up an extra blank with some maple or other light wood. I'm really glad, Doug, you said you weren't going to try anything difficult this evening.
Well, it wasn't supposed to be. And it isn't really. Just have to pay attention to those two leg holes.
You get those walls nice and thin. All of a sudden, this thing looks bigger than it did when you put it on there.
Yes, I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Got some decent shavings out of that old dry piece of walnut. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Give it just one little clean up here and we'll call it good. Put a little sanding on it.
Well, I just hit it with some 16 grit. Is that one of the Sorby half rounds?
Okay, I'm done. That
Now,
sounds a little too
Sound a little thin?
well, it's because of those hollows or those open gaps.
yeah.
I'm not going to push it.
Now, Mike wants to know which wall is the entrance and which is the exit.
Which wall is the entrance and which is the exit? Oh, of the two holes? Yeah. Good question.
That's part of the story. It was a really big bug.
Make the entrance on the left and the exit on the right.
Sometimes people get a little carried away with what they think they see or what they do see in the grain of wood, a person's face or a dog or whatever it might be. But
So
this
much for
thing,
that
when he
pad.
stopped it and both of the holes were at the top, the grain at the bottom sort of had a smiley face in it for a face.
That's good. That's good.
Did it pop that sandpaper off of there?
It did.
Yeah.
I had the Velcro that was on there was loose, and oh, it's still stuck in there. I was wondering where it went. But yeah, there's the Velcro that was on the pad, still stuck on the sandpaper. So I will re-glue that at some point. I'm about out of all my under pads.
Do you make those pads from like neo whatever foam that would for knee pads or something?
I don't make them. I bought those, and let me show you that to you. It's pretty interesting. I've got, it's actually two there. I've got these, which are great, and they have the little quarter turn
Yeah.
nylock deals on them. And then
Uh,
on top of that, I have these, which are profiled. They're not square. They're profiled just slightly. In fact, he makes that pad out of two different densities of foam. This is a stiffer one. He's got a softer one. What I usually do when I've got everything loaded up properly, I'll have two of these and two I actually get 4 of these, and then on 2 of them I put a softer intermediary pad on top of that. So I do my 2 roughest grits with these hard pads, the 2 softer grits with the soft pads, and then I can
Yeah.
just change those with that little quick, like this
Twist.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a like a quarter turn, and it works great. I don't have to, I don't wear my Velcro out quite as fast when I've got them all working. Right now, I don't. I think I've got 2 that are totally down, maybe 3. I may be on my last one. I've got to rework them or get new ones.
Now, Zeta suggested you could thread a dowel through the holes to make a handle.
Yeah.
Todd thinks that should be hanging art instead of a bowl.
Turn my dust collector back on. Turned it off so I could talk and I could hear you all.
Yeah, your voice is breaking up now. And Pete just noticed that Heather has a new video up on turning hair sticks. He'll have to
Yeah.
watch that after Doug's.
Let's see. Yeah, I've still got a couple of lines in this upper section here. I wanted to do that with the Scotch Brite underneath my sanding paper. There we go. And concentrate it and get it at the right angle that way. There we go. Right there where those holes are, and so those holes are giving the sanding mandrel a fit.
You could always hand sand it with the lathe off.
Yeah.
That's craziness.
What do you mean that's craziness? That's old school, Todd. When you get our age, you'll understand.
Still there, but it's getting a whole lot better. Let's reverse it, see if that helps us any.
And Heather says she made her first captive ring yesterday, too.
Oh my.
Congratulations, Heather.
Was that intentional or accidental?
Now, there's a good question.
Y'all, most of y'all saw my first captive rings. Ruby shamed me into doing it.
I did not.
Yes, you did.
I did?
Yes, you did. I wasn't going to do it. It's on
I,
that Saturn bowl. I did
I,
that captive ring on that Saturn bowl, and I wasn't going to cut it loose. And you and Wayne shamed me into doing it.
well, that was different. That was a captive ring. And we did that one quite different than doing just a captured ring.
Yeah. And it worked out just fine.
It actually worked out very well.
Yes. It still floats. I looked at it the other day. Still floats, just like it's supposed to.
Yeah,
Anytime I'm in the, go ahead.
I've got a couple here that I did, and this is like 20 years later, and they're still floating quite nicely.
Oh yeah. Every once in a while, I'm in the store and somebody's looking at my stuff, and I'll start talking to them, and I'll show them that one, and they're just amazed that that ring will spin around.
Well, I had a couple of the Chinese balls here, and one of the young men that was helping me move stuff this morning, it just totally blew his mind away how you could get all those spheres inside of another sphere.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The one that's 100 millimeters across, I've got 14 spheres inside. To do that one, I had to make all the tools first. That was the hard part. Drew it out on paper first to get the sizes that I wanted, and then make all the little tools. I wouldn't be doing that part with the drill, Doug. And Peach just realized he's the only one who never knew hair had sticks. He'll have to learn about it in half an hour or so.
Sure, hair has sticks, especially if you're a wood turner. Your, your hair will collect sticks. It's
Not
amazing.
only, not only that, it sometimes has chips.
This is I think it was last week I was talking about the 120 that I've got. I don't like it. This is the 120 because it does not come Velcro back, and it doesn't seem to hold up as well as the others that I use. So I've got to talk to my salespeople and see what they can do about it. Oh, I was talking with the guy at Woodcraft about it because he buys from the same people I do, the manager of the store there. All right, did that take care of that more or less? No, not really. There.
Sometimes, if I want to make sure I've gotten a specific area, I'll put some pencil on it, and then you can see the pencil line as it turns.
Yeah,
You just sand till that goes away.
this has this has a lot of swirl marks from the first grit. That's what I'm trying to
That's,
hit
I'm,
right
I'm
now.
thinking if you were to sand with the grain by hand, you might have a
Maybe.
better look.
Now, what was that word, that term you used a while ago, Todd?
Crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's just plumb crazy.
that's my middle name, Todd. You're just learning that.
Yeah.
Oh,
My dad dubbed me that after the first time I jumped out of an airplane. Then he heard about it.
he's exactly right. If you jumped out of an airplane, why would anybody jump out of a perfectly good airplane?
Oh, to stay in the air a little longer.
All right. I should finish sanding first, but I'm going to correct the roundness of this. That's a little better. Oh, it just had some. Both of the holes ended up being kind of having sharp points there. All right, get back to some serious sanding here.
Now, I was cleaning out my basement the other day and discovered I have 6 drills. I could just put a different grit on each drill.
Yeah, power strip and a place to hang them all between use.
Yep. Mike asked if we remember toggles on duffel jackets. I remember those for sure. And Paul says, Doug, that's a lovely bowl. It's a shame about the wormholes.
Yeah, those wormholes are tough. You can see I've got that tilted, so it's only the trailing edge that's touching the wood. That way, when those holes come around, they're not quite as likely to grab. All right, last grit here.
And Mike has suggested you could fill those holes with resin, Doug.
We
No,
know how he likes turning that resin.
no. I'd rather keep the hole.
They just tore that sandpaper off.
Yep.
Whole corner.
And Jason from Salisbury Crafts has joined us. Hi, Jason.
Hi, Jay. Jay, I'm thinking next week's going to be a coloring week. I know Jay loves coloring.
And Gerald has suggested you could fill it with milliput.
Yeah, if it wasn't so stinking expensive here. Last time I looked at it, that stuff's like $12 or $14 a tube. It's crazy.
Those tubes don't age well as you try to save them for later
That's
use either.
what I've heard. That's what
At
I've
least,
heard.
at least they don't for me. Maybe I do
Right.
something wrong.
Well, it's not the same thing, but I've thought about using some JB Weld. And I know it's not the same, but it would
Now,
be the same type of thing.
Mike Evans has a good suggestion, Doug. You should turn a couple of mice and have them peering out of the holes.
Oh, there you go.
Well, we should contact Billy Burt. I think he just made some mice.
I
He
have
may have.
I have to be careful with the ones I've made because I left a key to my house with my neighbor while I was gone, and my mice scared her.
Oh my. I didn't show you all this. I've started leaving this little square of the white Scotch Brite in my abrasive paste, and I apply it with that. Um, just that much more of an abrasive.
Yeah, I do the same thing.
Yeah, I was just using a paper towel to apply the abrasive paste. I've got a little square of cloth in the wax. Um, I just started doing that, and I thought, it only makes sense to use something of that nature.
Now, Karsten suggests that you get some cow horns, poke them from the inside out, and wear the bowl as a helmet.
There you go. There you go.
That's the Viking in you coming out, Karsten.
That's the winning suggestion.
Yep, I think that's the best one yet. I think it would look just absolutely dandy on Doug.
It's a pretty wood, Doug.
It is. I've got this fascination with black walnut anyway. Somebody jokingly has started calling it uh, Kentucky ebony. I'll take that. I love walnut.
Yeah, it's a beautiful wood to work with.
It really is. It's a hardwood, yet it holds deep. You know, it turns easily. It works easily. Takes detail very, very nicely.
Just remember not to put the shavings where you want anything to grow in a garden or near
This is
animals.
this is true. Um, most of my walnut shavings I put around my propane tank outside.
Now, Mike thinks you should carve a thick wooden chain and wear it like Snoop Dogg. We'll call it Snoop Dogg. Oh, and Karsten says the Viking helmets didn't have horns.
That's right.
Thank you, Karsten.
Who was it used to harp on that? Either Dale at Maple Tree Studios or Andy Hill. Maybe an Andy Hill. Somebody used to talk about that a lot.
Wivy Woodshed has pointed out that the best place to keep your milliput so it doesn't go off is by keeping it in the freezer.
In the freezer. Wow, that's a thought.
Interesting.
Well, if you keep it's like with CA glue, if you keep it in the fridge or the freezer, it keeps better.
Yes. Yeah, one of those holes just pulled off a piece of that paper towel.
And Andy the Valley Woodturner says he's been listening but sorting out the ankle biters. We're glad
Ah,
we're glad you're here, Andy.
Ronald Todd says he thinks you can still find those plugs and glue them back in, but those holes are bigger now than they were.
yes, they are. Yes, they are.
Yeah, but Doug knows how to turn something round that would fit in there.
Yeah, I could. I could fill those without too much problem. All right, now that I've done all the dusty stuff, I can turn that noisemaker off and I'll come back to my Axe polishing paste. This jar is just about done all it's going to do. It's got this bowl and maybe one more in it.
The previous mentioned cloth was still in the jar.
Yes, that's my cloth. One of the few places I use a woven material cloth in the shop.
Scott points out walnut is great for turning thin nested bowl sets using the McNaughton bowl coring system.
I imagine it would be. Oh, that reminds me. Oh yeah, I've got some green walnut sitting out behind the shed now, or the shed, behind the shop. You know what? That silly bowl cracked. From here around this way.
One of those impacts on that sandpaper, probably.
I'm guessing you're right. I'm guessing you're right. All right. It's going to be okay for now. What was it Wayne used to say? It's only a practice piece. Let's see. Did one of y'all say that JP was in a while ago?
He haven't seen him in a few minutes.
He was. Wayne would say something about it being a practice piece, and Jamie would say, practice piece? Next thing you know, there'd be a $2 super chat or $5 super chat with the phrase practice piece. The funny thing was, Jamie'd get most of those, and they'd end up in the attic at the house.
Jason's pointing out it's a bit early in the morning there. It's 5:30 in the morning.
Oh, mercy. Yeah, 5:30 a.m. is early. If this, keeps pulling that paper towel right out of my hand, but that's why we use paper towels and not cloth. can just rip away, and we don't have to worry about it. If this new job works out for me, my day will typically start around 5 or 5:30 in the morning. So they're going to have to get used to my morning.
Well, I kind of like
Morning grumpiness.
No, I like mornings. I'm usually up by that time.
Oh, even being sick yesterday, I was up at 7. I was up at 7 this morning. Then it made me mad when my alarm went off at 9.
So I was up early this morning, went in and woke up my 20-year-old, who let out a pretty healthy grunt when I did. And then we went out and were power washing off all the crud off of our fence so we can restain it.
Ah.
So we did 4 hours of that today, but we only got half of it completed. So we're
Right.
still working that project.
Picking out a piece of paper towel on the backside. Got in that crack. Not a biggie. Not a biggie. Where are we at? We're at 406. Very good. Switch cameras here. There we go. All right. 1 walnut bowl in the books. And it's lightweight right now. I do still have the tenon to take off of it, but it's that doesn't weigh more than 2.5, 3 ounces. It ended up real thin. it ended up pretty thin. Just trying to get everything to work right. And in the
I like
process,
that shape.
The shape's not bad. I kind of like the shape. Get it where you can see it there.
Yeah, it is very nice.
Yeah, kind of an OG shape. Yeah, you can see it there, can't you?
Yep.
Na, there it is. Yeah, with that can behind it, you can see it better.
Even from overhead, if you put it by the lathe where the headstock is and use the overhead camera, the shape would show.
It's a bowl to, if you're not a Texas Longhorns fan, it's
There
a
you
bowl it hides that hook 'em horns thing or whatever they do.
Yeah, yeah.
Ooh, you can see
you
that
can
crack.
kind of see there. Yeah, it's still got a little piece of paper in it, but it highlights it. It goes right along, right through there. Yeah. Nanu.
Kids will
Oh,
be.
me. Yeah. Well, Nanu. That tells my age, doesn't it?
Okay, now you can change the camera back.
All right. Well, folks, it's been good. Let me bring my cohorts in, partners in crime, whatever you might want to call them. Ruby, thank you so much. Todd, thank you as well. It's been a good time. I'm glad I had the hour to share with you guys. Didn't know I was going to get to. Honestly, I really thought we were leaving this morning, and when she told me the other day, we're not leaving till Wednesday, I thought, so I'll get some time. That's a gift.
You got a once in a lifetime week coming up.
Yes. Well, we leave tomorrow. I've got busting butt number 2 on the smoker right now. It should be close, if not maybe another hour. We just got to get it up to temperature, and then I can let it rest, pull it, sauce it. Then it'll be ready to go in the cooler tomorrow. Heading down for the reception or the rehearsal dinner. My son had 2 requests. He wanted smoked pork for the rehearsal dinner, and he wanted me to turn the wedding cake stand.
Oh, show them the wedding cake stand.
Yep. Just reaching over for it. There's our walnut today. Here's the wedding cake stand.
Beautiful job.
Yeah, that's a lovely looking cake stand.
What it I never have measured what it ended up being. Started off right at 12, or excuse me, just a hair under 12. I had to. This is all glued up too. There's nothing solid. It's 11 and an eighth is what it is in diameter that way. Our largest, our bottom tier. My wife made the wedding cake is cheesecakes. The bottom tier is 10 inches, so it fit
That's
nicely on
good.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good size.
Yeah. So there's the bottom.
Very
Um,
nice.
I I started to put their names on either side here. It's got walnut up here and the date, my logo in the middle. Started to put their names on there, and I may still do that. I've got the rest of tonight to decide if I want to do that or not. See if y'all can. Yeah, it's awful
Yep,
dark because of that walnut. There you go. You
Oh,
now you can see it.
yeah.
yep.
So anyway, that would be that might be pretty cool if I put their names to the sides there.
Yeah.
So
That'll
anyway,
that'll that'll be an heirloom for sure.
oh yeah, they'll hang on to it. My niece, I did one for her wedding. They've held on to it and they use it. Um, he is a baker and a cook. He works for a company. They make lunches for two or three schools in Virginia, uh, in different districts. And so he
Uh,
just got a new job. In fact, working in the office, so he won't be traveling quite so much, which they're happy about. So, anywho, they use theirs a lot. I'm sure Christopher and Michael will use theirs as well. So, if there's not
yes.
anything else. It was
Scott
good to
thinks
see.
that cake stand is just the right size for a single helping for him.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Sad thing is, what goes on it, I won't get a bite of. Not a bite.
And why
Excuse me.
would that be?
Pre-diabetic,
Oh, okay.
and I've guarded for the last 3, 4 years, 5 years. I've guarded very carefully. And so far, my A1C levels continue to drop, and I'm happy about that.
Good
Um,
on you.
Yeah.
yeah, when they first told me my A1C was high, they wanted to put me on insulin, and I said, no, I'm not diabetic. So she gave me 6 months to bring it down, and I brought it down from 7.2 to 6.1 in 3 months. And
That's good.
so
Well
she was
done.
extremely happy, but she kept saying every time after that, I kept going back to the doctor, and she kept saying, your A1C is still high. This last time it was way low. It wasn't too low yet, but it was the sugar itself was low. The A1C was low. My blood pressure still is slightly elevated. So, and that's all from a minor stroke that happened 6 years ago. Who would have thought it? Who'd have
Wow.
thought it?
Well,
Anywho,
I'm glad it was a minor stroke.
yeah, yeah. Just every once in a while, there's a word that I can't get hold of. I can talk around it usually, but I can't get the word. It just disappears. It's not like I. It's not like it's there and I can't say it. The word's just not there. So it's not
Well,
dysplegia.
I hate to inform you, Doug, but as you get older, that happens more often.
Well, it started. I know exactly when it started. It was July 6 years ago. Almost 6 years ago. What is today? Today is the
14th,
15th.
15th? 15th.
15th. So
Yep.
it was July 5th or 6th, 6 years ago, 2019, when the stroke happened. Yeah.
Well, we're glad you're with us still, regardless.
Ah,
Absolutely. Yeah.
yes, I am. Yes, I am. That was when I started watching Wayne and some of the others, Wayne and Pete and Mark and JP and everybody else that's on YouTube, and I still watch almost every one of them. So anyway, it's a lot of fun. Thanks to everybody for being here. Ruby and Todd, thank you for helping out. You folks in the chat, thank you. Without you all, what would be the point? So I thank you all. What's that? Yes, Ray, it is. Uh, A1C is a difficult struggle without medication. Just have to keep working it. Um, Thank you, Scott. Copper, good to see you. Jay, good to see you guys. Anyway, that's just who was on my screen at the moment. All of the rest of you who are in the chat, thank you all so much. If you would, when we close this, if you'll come back and put a comment in the comment section, that helps the channel as much as anything else you can possibly do. So I'd appreciate you doing that. Add your thumbs up while you're there. And life is good. And unless something major happens, I plan fully to be here next Tuesday. We will be back. The wedding's on Saturday. We'll be back. In fact, I've got to work on Wednesday, I think it is. So I'll be back. I'll be back. That's a threat, promise, whatever you want to take
We look
it.
forward to seeing you then.
All right. So with that, we're going to say bye-bye, folks.
Bye bye.
Have a great